Welcome to Pixarize's scene for vitamin C, or ascorbic acid, part of our series on the vitamins. This scene takes place on the high seas and stars an old man. That's right, it's the old man and the vitamin C. You may not have wanted to read it in high school, but I can assure you you'll find this version at least as interesting. I think it's a great allegory for your epic battle with Step 1. Just as the old man triumphs over the great fish, you too shall triumph over this exam. And maybe along the way you'll have a few epiphanies and some really profound thoughts. Or maybe you'll just study a lot and nothing interesting will happen in your life. In either case, let's dive in. So we know that our old man and the sea will help us remember that the scene is about vitamin C, but check out that constellation in the clear night sky. Astronomy buffs will recognize it as Scorpius, and astrology buffs, if that's a thing, will recognize it as Scorpio. But medical students should recognize it as ascorbic acid, the other name for vitamin C. The old man and the vitamin C wrangling his prey under the stars of a Scorpio ascorbic acid constellation. Phantasmagoric. Now that we've established our scene, let's tackle each of vitamin C's many functions. First, take a look at the sides of our old man's boat. Looks like the boat's as old as he is, all rusty and dilapidated. But it seems this epic struggle between man and fish in the vitamin C sea has washed away some of the rust, imbuing man and boat with a little extra vigor and evoking the youthful effervescence of bygone days. Sorry, I think the literary theme is getting to me. The point here is that the vitamin C has removed some of the rust because vitamin C is an antioxidant. That's all. Speaking of rust, check out that rusty old anchor in the corner of the boat. Looks like one of the 3 arms has broken off, leaving just the 2. That's going to be a bummer for the old man, but he's got more pressing concerns right now. This iron anchor going from 3 prongs to 2 will help us remember that vitamin C reduces iron from its 3+, or ferric form, to its 2+, or ferrous form. This is extremely important in the GI tract, where iron must be converted to its ferrous 2+ form in order to be absorbed by the duodenum. The iron-reducing capacity of vitamin C plays a major role in the treatment of methemoglobinemia. See the front of the boat? Check out that sweet figurehead at the bow. Recognize that globe-carrying guy? I'll give you a hint, he's a master of the universe. That's right, it's He-Man holding a globe. Globe-carrying He-Man is our recurring symbol for hemoglobin, and this particular figurine is composed entirely of metal. I think. Might just be metal-plated. Anyway, metal He-Man globe, methemoglobinemia. Got it? Methemoglobin is just hemoglobin containing ferric 3+ iron, and it's a poor oxygen carrier. Vitamin C helps reduce the iron in heme back to 2+ to generate hemoglobin. Now check out our old man's hat. He's clearly got a ton of college pride. Or maybe he thinks it makes him look astute. Or maybe it's just a great shape for blocking the sun and not dying of exposure. We might never know. In any case, this college hat is there to remind us that vitamin C is required for collagen synthesis. Specifically, vitamin C is necessary for the hydroxylation of the amino acids proline and lysine. And don't worry, we've got symbols for those too. If we look at our old man's fishing pole, we can see that it's wet and covered in a fancy helical lace. It's wet to remind us of hydroxylation, it's a fishing pole to help us remember proline, and it's wrapped in lace to make us think of lysine. Additionally, the lysine lace is even in the tightly wrapped shape of a collagen helix. What a delicately adorned fishing pole our old man has brought along. It must catch the prettiest fish. Notice that our old man isn't using his proline pole to nab this fish. He's using a rope instead. Maybe it isn't pretty enough to warrant the lacy pole, or maybe it's just too big. Either way, the wet rope he's using will help us remember that vitamin C is required for dopamine beta hydroxylase. Rope is our recurring symbol for dopamine, and the wetness, once again, is there to help us remember that this is a hydroxylase enzyme. If we look at his catch, we'll be able to learn a little bit about the reaction that rope-amine beta hydroxylase catalyzes. This isn't just any fish. In fact, it's not a fish at all, it's a narwhal. No wonder our old man has dedicated his life to capturing it. That horn is going to look pretty sick above his fireplace. This narwhal will help us remember norepinephrine. Now, I know what you're thinking, isn't a narwhal going to be pretty hard to put in future images? I mean, norepinephrine is going to be a pretty common symbol, right? Well, I'll give you some context. The Pixarize team recently took a field trip to the Smithsonian Natural History Museum, and they were mesmerized by the narwhal exhibit. Inspired, we wanted to pay homage to this majestic creature. It's a whale with a horn. Isn't nature spectacular? Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, the dry rope in the old man's hands represents dopamine. The rope getting splashed by the water represents dopamine beta hydroxylase, and the narwhal represents norepinephrine. So moving across this image from left to right gives you the whole chemical reaction. Dopamine beta hydroxylase catalyzes the conversion of dopamine to norepinephrine, which is a crucial step in the biosynthesis of catecholamines. To recap, the important enzymes requiring vitamin C as a cofactor are all hydroxylases: proline lysine hydroxylase in collagen synthesis, as well as dopamine hydroxylase in catecholamine synthesis. Since hydroxylation is symbolized by getting wet, what better place to get wet than the C, or the vitamin C? Just another way to peg vitamin C to hydroxylation in case you forget. At this point, you might be wondering how long our old man has been out at sea pursuing this beast. Well, take a look inside his boat. See that dwindling pile of fruit? That's all he's got left. I think it's safe to say he's been out there a while, and that norepinephrine narwhal must be looking extra appetizing. This pile of fruit is there to remind us that fruits and vegetables are the primary sources of vitamin C in our diet. And that's all we've got for ascorbic acid or vitamin C. I hope you enjoyed this epic contest and learned a few things about pride, struggle, and honor. It's this type of character building more than anything else that'll make you a great doctor one day. Unless you decide to become a fisher person instead. Equally cool, honestly. Until next time.